Back in 2017, the heartbreaking story of little Charlie Gard caught the attention of the entire world.
Well, now his parents, Connie and Chris, have some happy news to share, and they'll be telling us more about that in just a moment. But first, here's a reminder of Charlie's story. In August 2016, Connie and Chris Gard were delighted to become parents to a seemingly healthy little boy, Charlie. But at just 2 months old, Charlie was diagnosed with mitochondrial DNA depletion syndrome. Doctors at Great Ormond Street Hospital said there was no hope, but after Charlie was offered pioneering treatment in the US, Connie and Chris fought back.
We sit there with him day in, day out. We know he's not in pain and he's not suffering, and he just needs the treatment that's going to potentially help him, you know.
You're going to fight all the way.
Of course, yeah.
Thousands of well-wishers raised £1.3 million to pay for the treatment. But doctors denied Charlie's parents permission to take him abroad, leading to a huge legal battle. When they lost their final appeal, Charlie was taken off life support and sadly died on the 28th of July 2017, shortly before his first birthday. But Charlie's legacy lives on. In his memory, his parents set up the Charlie Gard Foundation, which continues to support families and works towards finding a cure for this devastating condition.
Well, that was all 3 years ago, and Charlie's parents, Connie and Chris, join us now. And welcome to both of you. And just to take you back to that time, just briefly, I mean, as a parent, you just can't imagine what you went through. And yet, you went through that, the loss of a child, with the entire world watching. Does it all feel like a bit of a weird nightmare, really?
It was a complete bubble. It was just so stressful, I can't even put it into words. Like, yeah, incredibly hard. I mean, when I left hospital, I was only 5 stone something. Yeah. Like, TV definitely does put pounds on you, because I think I looked a bit bigger at the time, but... But yeah, it was just... horrendous. I can't put it into words, like, yeah.
And, unsurprisingly, people online were not all kind, were they?
No, we've had some awful stuff, you know. Literally 10 minutes after Charlie died, someone, you know, text Connie calling him worm food, you know, and it gets a lot worse than that, you know, and such stuff I can't say at this time in the morning.
Oh, my God.
But, you know, at the end of the day, we had a child that had a genetic condition. We had the world's leader in his condition offering a treatment for him. Yeah. And, you know, we happened to disagree with the hospital it was in, but I don't think that ever justified the abuse we got.
Absolutely.
You know? And also the abuse the Great Ormond Street got as well, you know, that we were differing opinions, but, you know, they were doing what they thought were right, we were doing what we thought were right, you know, so, you know, the key...
And you do anything to save your child?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
well, we were told up to 58% chance of it working, so I don't know what parent wouldn't want to try that, when it wouldn't harm them.
No, I can totally understand that.
Powder that went in his milk.
So you, I mean, 3 years down the road, and of course, I mean, you visit him pretty much every day. He's still very much part of your lives. You talk about him, you keep his memory alive. And yet there is still this feeling of guilt you talk about. Explain that, why?
Well, we live with a what if, but it's just, you always think you could have done more. And I know everyone always says to me, like, you literally couldn't have done more, but I still feel like I could have done more. Yeah. When you look back at things and like, oh, if I'd done this or if I'd done this, you know. Yeah.
And also we haven't got a legal background, you know, we didn't know how the court process worked, you know, so I think if we knew what we know now, you know, then we may have stood a better chance, but we were just kind of thrust in, just 2 parents who were put into this massive legal system against the biggest legal brains in the system, and we were just, you know, swamped. But...
Like, you know, we didn't even have legal aid, so we couldn't even have, you know, a lawyer that we could have, you know, we couldn't afford a lawyer. So,
yeah. It is sad that you feel guilty, because I think, you know, most sensible people from the outside looking in would think, my God, they couldn't have done any more. But you do come to a point where, obviously, you will always look back and you'll always think about him, but you do start to look forward as well. And that's why you're here today with an enormously positive new chapter. And what's that?
Swollen tummy.
Yes, you are expecting it again, which is the most incredible news. How does it feel? How are you doing? Are you OK? You feel OK?
Yeah. It was hard because we have to have all the genetic testing done, so it was quite an anxious time at first, and sort of getting our heads around it. You know, it's bittersweet, definitely.
Well, there was, because you both carry this gene, there was a 25% chance that this baby... Is that I am saying the right? 25% chance that this baby could have been born the same as Charlie. obviously you don't want to go through anything like that again. So how long did you have to wait before those tests came back?
It was about 11 weeks. I was 11 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
So you had one at 9 weeks, didn't you? A blood test, and then another one at 10.
Yeah,
and we
so we got the
found
results
out
at
about
11.
and a half.
Where did you tell Chris? How did you tell him that you were pregnant?
By Charlie's forever bed, we call it Charlie's grave.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just put it in the bottom of a bag and made him empty out some little... We always buy Charlie little solar toys. Like, we've got 100 of them, and so I bought some new ones and then put the test right at the bottom and made him empty the bag, and that's where you found it.
Yeah.
The word pregnant on it.
Oh, which must have been amazing for
Yeah,
you.
it was beautiful. You know, I mean, of course, you know, I was delighted the minute I saw it, but, you know, my immediate thought was worry again, because I just thought, if this happens again, I don't know what it would do to this woman. You know, she's been through hell with Charlie, with what happened for Charlie, and I just thought, you know, rather than thinking there's a 75% chance this baby's going to be healthy, you will always tend to go for the worst case scenario. And I was the 25% chance it's got it. So it kind of went from glee to, you know, oh God,
Concern.
Panic,
it's going to
yeah,
happen
of
again.
course.
But everything is okay.
Yeah, it was the best case scenario. No, they didn't find my genetic fault in Connie's bloodstream. So, you know, that was literally the best case scenario we could have got.
So you saw a 12-week scan, that scan when you look on the monitor and you can see the baby for the first time. What was that like to see your baby?
Yeah, amazing. I just wanted to stop moving, but I think the sonographer got a bit annoyed with it because she was trying to do measurements. It was like jumping around.
Oh.
But,
You know, I as much as we are delighted and so happy for Connie to be pregnant again, you know, I kind of feel similar to when she was pregnant with Charlie, because when she was pregnant with Charlie, you know, throughout the whole pregnancy, I really worried whether I'd be able to bond with him, you know, and would I be able to love him like I see other parents love their kids. And, you know, my friend had a baby, you know, a few months before, and he says when your child is born, you get this sense of euphoria. And, you know, I was really worried I wouldn't get that, you know, and then the split second I saw him, all those fears disappeared. You know, he was beautiful, and all those worries I had disappeared. But now, obviously, with the new pregnancy, because I love Charlie so much, as we sit here now at this moment in time, I can't imagine myself ever loving a little baby like I did him, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure once baby's born, then all those fears and worries will disappear. I hope.
You
Of course
will.
you will.
You will. There's no limit to a heart's capacity to love. And I think.
And we've got a lot of love to give, you know, because Charlie was kind of taken from us through this cruel disease, and you know, we had so much more to give, and you know, we're so lucky to get the chance to do it again. You know, it's awesome.
Well, thank you for coming in today.
Yeah.
And I know that you're still campaigning for Charlie's law. I mean, obviously, I think Brexit and now what we're all going through.
I know,
has
yeah.
sort of put it on the back burner a little bit, as far as other people are concerned. But I know that you're still going for that.
Oh, absolutely, yes. It's part of his legacy, and one thing, you know, we received a lot of negativity, and so did Charlie. Although we received a lot of love, we also received a lot of negativity, and we just want to make sure that something positive comes out of his life, you know, through his foundation and Charlie's Law. So.
Well, we're sending you huge amounts of our love now.
Thank
Stay
you.
well, and thank you for sharing that wonderful
No,
news.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.